Cubs have won 4 in a row, and they're doing it with some of these prospects, this organization that had these guys. We knew that it was going to happen. Now, in a time of need, they're stepping up and getting it done. And it's been exciting to watch. Pete Crow-Armstrong, Michael Busch, Matt Mervis had an RBI hit. Ben Brown getting the start today. Keegan Thompson, excellent on the mound. Wisniewski, he looks great. Things right now are clicking because everyone's doing their part to contribute. We're going to talk about all that right here on the Cubs baseball channel. Justin Steele, hey, look for him to be at a minor league park rehabbing really soon. And how good is Shota Imanaga? So much to talk about on the show. Guys, like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get this thing started. Here is your invitation to the Cubs baseball channel. All right, what do you say, everybody? Mick Gillispie here at Broadcaster Mick, and I'm just so fired up and excited about the way that the Cubs have played over the last 4 games. Honestly, I just like the way that this team is performing right now, and it's not supposed to happen like this, and who knows how long it's going to last, but I hope that it continues because everyone's doing their part to make sure that this team wins. You don't have Cody Bellinger. You don't have Seiya Suzuki. You don't have Julian Merriweather. You don't have Drew Smiley. You don't have some of your best players. Justin Steele's not there. We're going to talk about that. But it's the opportunity to get there and perform when you're given that chance. How you perform when the team needs you, that's going to basically make or break you and your career. And right now, the last couple of games, it's been Pete Crow-Armstrong. 2 more hits, another big night, a couple of runs batted in for Hollywood Pete. You can tell that he's getting confident. You can tell that he's comfortable. You know what he can do in the outfield. I love the fact that Craig Counsell is tempering down all of these expectations. He's like, hey, he's deemed a prospect, but we just want him to do the things that he does in the field. And if we get some offense out of him, that's great. Got him batting 9th. Just take the expectations down and let him do his thing. Let him build up that confidence because it wasn't there this spring training. And it followed suit from what happened last year. Now you guys are seeing what I told you he can do because I saw it. Now you're seeing it. That's exciting. And it starts there. But don't forget about Michael Busch. 3 hits in the game last night. Another big performance by him. Scored a couple of runs, had an RBI. He's not going to hit a home run every day, guys. But you know what? The guy has the potential to. He's got the ability over at first base, getting better and better. This could go down as one of those trades, and we'll see. Maybe both teams are going to benefit from it. But when you look at this deal for the Cubs, he's been the guy that they hoped they were getting so far. Now, Matt Mervis wanted to be in that mix. He's in the lineup, starting to see him. He got an RBI hit last game. Can he follow suit? Can he find the same success that he's had in the minor leagues at the major league level? And I think that's what Craig Counsell's really good at, is just making it as comfortable for these guys as possible on the big stage. So it was good to see him get his first hit of the year. But it's not like the guys, the Nico Horners, the Mike Tauchmans, the Ian Happs, Christopher Morels weren't performing either. This was a total team win. And that's what you really need in baseball. Sometimes you sit around and wait for your best player, like Cody Bellinger last year, to do something and to make a play. And that's great. But not every night is that guy going to come up with that big hit. He did it a lot last year. But when you have a team that can go 1 through 9 and move the chain, you have a team that's going to be really tough to beat. So 4 straight wins. You win on the road at Fenway. You take out maybe their best starter in the process of doing so. And now you need 1 more to win the series. And that could happen today. But just wanted to start with the future stars, and it's so exciting. Along those lines, Ben Brown getting the start tonight. and we're going to talk about him. Now, another guy that could be rookie of the year, but I wouldn't throw into the future star category. He was a star when he got here. Is Shota Imanaga, right? He's already a star. He's a star in Japan. We got him. He could be rookie of the year because it's his first year. But how great was he? How amazing was he with the glove? I mean, forget about the pitching. A couple of really great plays. And if we've learned anything over the years, you've got to be able to field your position. Kyle Hendricks was always amazing at it. Greg Maddux was always amazing at it. He had a night that kind of reminded you of those two guys, but he just continues to rock and roll on the mound. He looks so comfortable. He's so locked in. You needed to rest the bullpen. We saw a lot of the bullpen in those wins against Houston. They got their rest thanks to Shota Imanaga and then Keegan Thompson. So it wasn't just a 7-1 win. It was also a win where you weren't using a ton of guys. And I like what I'm seeing with Craig Counsell. He's trying to get these guys stretched out. Hey, can I get 7 innings out of a starter? Can we do that? Let's try to get there as quick as we can and figure it out, right? But yeah, fantastic performance by Shota Imanaga in Boston. A team that was interested in signing him. Thankfully, he wanted to be a Cub, and he made that happen. It was just, I really felt like the last couple of games are, as a Cubs fan, the kind of games I love. I just love it. It's why I'm into the sport. It's why I've loved the Cubs for 40 years. And, even covering the team, I'm a fan. I want the team to win. Let somebody else be objective. I want the Cubs to win every game, just like you guys do. And, I'm going to be objective. Like, hey, if I watch this and they're not doing this well, or the other team's good, I'm not afraid to admit that. But I'll tell you at the same time, it does bring great joy when you see the Cubs not only win, but win a team effort type of win. And when you see the young guys stepping up and you see them feeding off of a Dansby Swanson or a Nico Horner, or the pitchers going out there and attacking hitters and throwing strikes, there's just so many good things going on. And I can't say it enough. I can't emphasize it enough. Craig Counsell, he just brings such a calming presence to the clubhouse. It just feels like, and I'm sure to him, he's probably just as anxious as every other manager in baseball, but he's a thinker. And the way that he manages the young players, this transition is so much smoother with the young guys this year than it was last year. And hopefully when it's all said and done, the Cubs will make the playoffs and make a run. And who knows, we want them to win a World Series, obviously. That might not happen, but you just want to see that. And as these injuries stack up, you're talking about a couple of months where you're going to need these young guys to get in there and make plays and do the things that they're doing right now. So that's the first thing. And I wanted to start there. And then secondly, just talk about Imanaga. We got into that as well, but he's become the ace of the staff, and another fantastic night on the mound for him. He's now 4-0. It's really amazing. And a .98 ERA. So 6 1/3 innings in that start last night. And, gave up 5 hits and 1 run with a walk and 7 strikeouts. And then Keegan Thompson, as you guys know, went 2 2/3 innings, was fantastic. Now, let's talk about Justin Steele. Yesterday, Steele threw a game in Arizona, 2 1/3 innings, 40 pitches. Look for him to be in a minor league game soon, because he's starting basically now. You can tell he's feeling healthy. You're not hearing any reports of stiffness. It's just a matter of building back up to get to the major leagues. And the great part about it is you get him back in, and now all of a sudden you're just going to make your bullpen even stronger than it is already. So, I'd say the bullpen, and you guys got into this too. We were talking about Neris as the closer. I'm not saying that Neris is going out there and dominating in his saves, but at least he's getting the saves. That's more than what we were getting from Alzolay, right? So does that mean he's going to be the closer for the whole year? I don't know. I just know that for right now, he's giving you the best chance to win in the 9th inning of the guys that the Cubs have and are throwing out there. And I guess they don't want to put Leiter Jr. in that spot, who's been, I think, consistently over the last 2 years, as good as you could ask a pitcher to be. So Steele's on the upcome. We'll find out where he's going to be, or if maybe he wakes up stiff this morning and we hear about it. But I'm telling you, I think that the minor league rehabs are what's going to happen next, and I'd say maybe 2 or 3 of those at the most, and off to the big leagues he goes. Now, the Cubs and the Red Sox play again. It's a 3:10 game Central Time, 4:10 Eastern Time. I love this matchup. I love the uniforms last night, the Cubs blue and the Red Sox red. The fact that they're the two teams with the old stadiums, Fenway a little bit older than Wrigley, been in existence a little bit longer, but they're within 2 years of each other. There's just a vibe that you get when these two teams play. And what's really weird is that for years, there were a lot of fans that, and you guys are probably going to know these people. They're like the Red Sox Cubs fan for whatever reason. I guess they're just the people back then that were, for all the curses. They were just the curse fans, right? Well, the Red Sox are my American League team and the Cubs are, I just want the curse teams. Well, now those teams have won World Series and broken those curses, but you still see a lot of those. And I don't even know that the American League and the National League are even any different anymore. I mean, there's one, they all have the DH and they're all playing all the time. It's not like it used to be where you really felt like it was two different entities, and then they get to the World Series and it's a difference. But that's the game. It's really fun playing in Fenway. I can't wait to watch again. Ben Brown's going to get the start for the Cubs. That was announced yesterday. No wins or losses, a 3.72 ERA. Josh Winkowski is going for the Red Sox, 1-1 with 4.20 earned run average, and we'll be keeping an eye on that. I'm excited. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what the lineup looks like. I'm excited to see how things go down. You can feel the energy that the young players have brought to the roster, and I'm not putting this all on David Ross, but it just didn't happen like that last year. And maybe the pressure of the playoff race, when some of these guys got there, contributed. But watching Pete Crow-Armstrong fly in that outfield and get hits at the plate, and that bat to ball skill that he has because his wrists are so fast, and the confidence and the excitement that this team's playing with right now, the older guys are going to be rejuvenated by the younger guys. And that's what you love about bringing young guys up. That's what it's all about. So we'll see if Ben Brown can kind of, jump in there again and continue what we've seen him do, as a pitcher in the big leagues and now as a starter in the big leagues, and keep this thing going. But in the comments section, get in there. Thank you guys. We'll talk some more Cubs baseball coming up. Oh, a couple things before I get off here. I saw this in the comment section. I wanted to answer these things. All right. Luke Little's glove. he's got the black glove, and but it has a white American flag on it. If the umpires see that, they're always going to take that out. I know that was kind of a controversial thing, but I've seen them. Some guys have like white gloves and they make those. I've seen that before, but they're maybe like a light blue, but it's too white, where they'll say, hey, you got to change your glove. That's just been one of those things. I don't know. I've been around the game, thousands of them, and I've seen that before. It's a cool looking glove, but anything that they think can hide the ball in there, or will distract the hitter, they're going to make you change that. And then this was something else. What is it? Bleacher Nation. I read that a lot. They do a great job. They were talking about this. That the Athletic polled executives in baseball to rank the top 5 front offices. And I was so surprised that the Cubs didn't get one vote. I don't know. Like, are they the premier front office to some of these organizations? I mean, you can't deny that the Dodgers have done it the right way. I mean, their minor league system stays stacked, and then their big league team stays stacked. And they always seem to have like another starter rolling in when they need them, right? It's somebody's throwing 100 miles an hour, and then they're going to throw that guy in there, and they're going to be right into the spot that they need them to. And they've done that for a while. And then the Rays, like it feels like smoke and mirrors. Hey, this, I've got a Cy Young Award winner. I'm going to trade for your best 5 prospects, and I'm going to turn them into stars. But you got to give this front office some credit, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you. Theo Epstein left these guys with nothing. I mean, the organization, and I'm not talking about the big league team. I'm talking about the minor league team. The minor league organization had no play. They traded them all, and they didn't hit on some of the draft picks. It was really depleted. And there was I've said this before to you guys, and I mean it. And look, we're all going to love him forever. He won the World Series, but when he left, there was an organization that was full of elitism and entitlement, and they had to get rid of that, and they've done that. And you see some guys that are, pushing right now at the top of that organization, Jed Hoyer and Carter Hawkins, they're doing it the right way. You're noticing a difference. Jared Banner is a guy who, I've kind of gotten to be around here, and I like him too. I mean, like I like the fire that this guy brings to the table. The Cubs deserve some votes in this. But if it's me, I'm looking at this and I'm going, you know what? That just drives me to be a little bit hungrier, right? That we don't have the respect of our peers enough for one vote to come our way. One vote, of the 40 executives that they threw this questionnaire out to. Oh, okay. Jed has this tab as a caddy, like, hey, it's Theo's caddy. I just followed Theo. But you know what? I don't believe that. I mean, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because I'm seeing what's going on right now. He had to rebuild the organization. He had to change the culture. He had to go out and make trades and trade away some of the greatest Cubs of all time. He had to rebuild the organization, go out and get the right manager, and he's doing all of these things. So I don't know that they're better than the Dodgers right now or the Rays, but they deserve some votes. The fact that they got 0. And what I hope is that this continues, and watching these guys get to the major leagues and seeing the way that guys like Cade Horton are developing and moving towards the major leagues, and Ben Brown there finally, and Justin Steele and Keegan Thompson and all this, like things are a lot better than people want to, I guess, other executives, want to give them credit for. Plus the organization is like ranked second. And when you look at all the talent, it's between double and triple A, which means that these guys are knocking on the door. So you're judged by your record, your wins and losses. So last year they came up short. We'll see what happens this year, but they're definitely not a 0 when it comes to best front offices. And I hope those guys keep rocking and rolling. And I think we'll all be happy if at the end of the year, they're people are looking back at this going, hey, man, these guys are a lot better than they got credit for, because they're stomping teams, just like they did the Red Sox yesterday. All right. Hey, you guys tell me what you think. Great talking baseball with you again. And this time I'm really getting off, but I meant to talk about that as well. Love your comments in the comment section. Thank you for hanging out, and go Cubs.